Welcome back, everyone, to Speak Your Truth with Charlie. How's everyone doing? I've been missing you guys, seriously. I know you haven't really seen my face, um, even though I have uploaded a couple other videos. You haven't really seen me do a video up close and personal, but this morning I was really moved to get on here and kind of share my story. On this channel, we've seen many individuals get on here and share their story and things that they have been dealing with health-wise. I've told you guys about some of my journeys in the health realm as well. And I always want to keep it 100 with you guys and how I'm feeling. Getting on here is very therapeutic for me, and it's also a way for me to keep track of my journey and my experience, and hopefully someone else that's dealing with what I have been dealing with, it can help them as well. Okay, so for me, it's about giving back, because I know a lot of these topics are not really talked about, or shared. And so I wanted to get on here and kind of be transparent as much as possible. So today, in particular, is not a great day for me. Outside, I may look one way. Internally, I feel completely awful. Okay, what has been happening for like the last 3 to 4 days, and here's the thing: a lot of people look at me externally and they say, "Charlotte, you look really, really good. I can't tell, da 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 da." But internally, it's been a lot of challenges. Mentally, it's been challenging for me. I am a person that, and for those of you that don't know, my actual name is Charlotte, but a lot of people call me Charlie, so I go by Charlie. I respond to Charlie as well, okay? But a lot of people don't really know what you're going through until you make them aware, right? And so this journey for me has been very tough, because I'm just going to put it out here, right? California has a very shitty, no pun intended, healthcare system. It's very shitty. And you go from referral to doctor to doctor. And it takes a long time within the California healthcare system to get the best doctor that can assist you. Case in point, right now, I got a doctor in Apple Valley area. He did all kind of tests on me. When I tell you, some of those tests were the most painful test I've ever had in my life. And that's not an understatement or overstatement. The worst test I've had in my life, test I've never done ever before in my life. And when I tell you the pain level was at a 13, when I left the doctor's office, I could barely walk. Started spotting, all of those type of things, right here in Apple Valley. And those of you that have not followed my story on the channel, I have a prolapse situation now. I had a hysterectomy, And it is my knowledge now from all of the research that I've done. Most people that have a hysterectomy tend to have prolapse issues. If you're a mother also, child labor will bring about prolapse issues as well. So those are just a few of the situations that I'm dealing with, right? So like I said, I went to this doctor here. He was saying all the right things, but you know how you get that inner feeling like this doctor is not what he seems to be. And I tend to listen to that inner voice now within inside of me. But I kept going to the appointments, whatever, because obviously you're in pain. You need assistance. You want assistance. And it's almost like your back is against the wall. The other thing was I wanted to go to Loma Linda. When I've had surgeries in the past, that's where I've been. And because when I go under, I tend to have a harder time getting out of anesthesia. I always have an anesthesiologist team, okay? And that team is normally put in place because that team is able to monitor you. So basically you could wake up and you could be alive, right? So they're monitoring your heart rate, they're monitoring, you know, just all kind of things. And that's what I want. Most of the local hospitals, they don't do all of that, right? And so I've been pressing with my insurance for, I want to say about 2 years now. It's probably been longer, but at least to get to Loma Linda, it's been about 2 to 3 years actually. And it's been a journey. And they keep telling me or giving me doctors in Apple Valley, right? And just as quiet as kept, we don't have the best doctors in Apple Valley. You know, we get those that don't want to be in Los Angeles or Orange County, or we get the extras, if that makes sense. And then they offer them a lot of money to come up here, you know, because we're in the high desert. A lot of people don't want to come up the hill, so it's a benefit for them. And they don't have to have the same criteria as a doctor, say, in LA or Orange County or Redondo Beach has to have. They can get the lower credentials and still have a practice here. And a lot of them, what I've been finding out, don't specialize in what they're giving surgeries for. Yeah, I said that. They don't specialize in what they're able to give surgeries for. So if you have an issue, then you're pretty stuck. As many people I've talked to in the Apple Valley, Victorville, Hesperia area that have had surgeries from doctors at different hospitals where I live, and surgical items have been left inside of them. They have bled out, had situations where they have not been rightfully diagnosed, and a whole bunch of other things. There has been situations where doctors have made me feel like because of my size, they're looking down on me. Because of my race, they're looking down on me. Because of the situations I'm dealing with. they're looking down on me because of my color. A lot of times when you tell a doctor you're in pain in this area that is predominantly Caucasian, they look at you like you can handle it. You know what I mean? And they don't take you seriously a lot of times. And so those are major challenges in the healthcare system in getting assistance that you need. A lot of times I don't want to go to these hospitals over here. When I had my hysterectomy, I started hemorrhaging. And I had my hysterectomy in Loma Linda. They released me 5 days later. They had to monitor me because of what I was telling you guys earlier about the anesthesia. And it took me 90 minutes to completely wake up. They had to bag me. I had to be on oxygen, all of those type of things. But it was a monitoring of me, and I felt safe, right? But once I was released and came back home, I started hemorrhaging a couple days later, went to the hospital there. And you know what they told me? At St. Mary's Hospital in Apple Valley. They told me, and they gave me a contrast, so I learned that the contrast, the MRI with contrast, I'm actually allergic to because I started breaking out in hives and whatnot. But needless to say, they gave me an MRI and they said it was a blood clot, and it was released, and I'm going to bleed for maybe another 3 or 4 days. They wanted me not to go back to work and basically just to stay at home. I believe it was like either a week or 2 weeks. But they said that you should just go back to Loma Linda. They're a better hospital than us. Like, what? Huh? That's what they told me. You should just go back to Loma Linda. Now, at this time, I'm not supposed to be able to drive or any of that. But you're telling me to go back to Loma Linda. That's quite a distance from Apple Valley. You know, that's like closer to like Redlands over that way. So I'm just like, seriously. And I'm talking about, when I say about getting a doctor to go so that I could go to Loma Linda, and I say that's been a 2 to 3 year process. This whole process for me with my hernia surgery, with them taking the mesh out, the surgery that I had prior to that for the hernia surgery. When I tell you that my healthcare situation has been going on now, I want to say the total has been about 6-7 years just to get little bitty things done. To get the hernia was 3 years. To get this has been 3 years. And they've said that my bladder is 70% drop right now. My vagina is dropped. I don't know if it's going to have to be also repaired by my rectum area. Those are also what this last doctor told me. It was at a stage 2 for that. As far as the vagina area is at a stage 3. Right now, the bladder is between a stage 4, stage 5, as far as, you know, not in the position it's supposed to be. And that's what a prolapse is all about, right? And this last doctor, he wants to do one thing at a time because guess what? He's going to get more money doing it that way. Instead of just taking care of all the issues at one time, let me get back to my normal life and being free. No, he wants to do one thing at another. So I called my insurance and I basically told them I no longer want to deal with him. I want to be at Loma Linda. How can I get to Loma Linda? This is where it comes in, where I always tell you guys about being proactive with your health and being your own spokesperson. I get so ramped up when I'm talking about this because it really hurts me that I'm even in this situation. I've been a taxpayer. I have worked hard my whole life. And the fact that I have to be in this mental state, this health state, not by choice, but being forced to be dealing with this foolishness. It's so hurtful to me. And that it even hinders me, like even being able to speak, you know what I mean? I can't believe that I'm living as a U.S. citizen and I can't get healthcare services that are needed. 70% my bladder is dropped and I gotta live with this pain. And let me just try to tell you guys how it feels. It literally feels like your vagina, your vajayjay is going to fall out of your body. Every time you're walking, I feel these striking pains in my vagina going up to my stomach, going around my side to my back, and feel completely awful. And that's the thing about this prolapse that's not okay. And how I feel is horrible. And that's the whole issue that I want to express to you guys, that what I am dealing with. And it's not fun. It's not fun at all. It's striking pains. You're trying to get in the right position when you're sleeping and you can't get in that position. What's been happening now is my left foot a lot of times is falling asleep. I feel like a tingling in there. So I'm normally trying to put a pillow in between my legs while I'm sleeping if I go to the side. Sometimes I have to put a pillow behind me. You can't see right now, but I have a therapeutic pillow that I got from the doctor. And that's what I even put behind me when I'm sitting in my chair, so that I could be comfortable. It's just a host of different things that are transpiring. Prior to this last doctor, I had another doctor that I was going to, that was 3 hours away. Every time I would go to him, and he was supposed to do the surgery. And that's how I got out of the loop of Loma Linda, because he was at Loma Linda. And I was going to him. I'm going to tell you exactly where this doctor was. And I was going to him every month. He wanted to see me. And I think the only reason why he wanted to see me was so that he could go ahead and get his money before he left the practice. He knew all along he was leaving the practice. That was Marietta. I had to go to Marietta every month to see him. And then he left the practice and I fell to the wayside again. Now I can't go to Loma Linda according to them. Every time I'm asking, your doctor left, so we're gonna now keep you over here in Apple Valley. It's doctors that serve your medical group in Apple Valley, so they sent me to this next doctor. So finally, Oh, and this other doctor before this last one that I was seeing, because I've been on my weight loss journey as well, right? He constantly was saying that I don't feel comfortable doing the surgery, and he was the one that did my hernia surgery. I had two surgical teams my last surgery, okay? So I had a surgical team to do my hernia. He's the one that took the mesh out. Then I had another doctor, and she was the one that did my hysterectomy, and she had her own surgical team. Plus, in addition to that, I had an anesthesiologist team in the room with me as well. And prior to that as well, I was anemic. So they wanted to give me blood. I didn't want to go the blood route. So I said, you guys, can y'all just, do the best you can, basically, to keep me alive. You know what I mean? I have two daughters that I want to get back to. And so, anyway, when it came to this surgery, he was like talking about my weight and all of these type of things. And I know that does play a factor, right? So I told him I'm going to work on losing weight. So by the time he left, the last time I weighed myself, I had lost like 60 pounds. I don't know where I'm at right now currently because I haven't been weighing myself consistently. But my point is when he left, he told me that he wanted me to lose 20 pounds. I lost 30. And then you leave the practice. I did all of this to show you that I'm serious about getting my health resolved. And I'm still losing weight. And then they send me to this doctor. And he's basically a joke. He just wants to tell me, you know how people have the gift of gab? He's like, oh, we're going to have an anesthesiologist team there. And when I come to find out, they don't even have an anesthesiologist team. One of the people that puts you under, he's fat phobic. And he's also, one of the doctors, I should say, he's fat phobic. And he's also racist. So does that make me feel like I want to go there and deal with that? So now I'm just in God's hands, basically. I would really appreciate you guys if you would, say some prayers for me. That this new doctor that they're sending me to, give me 1 second, you guys. I am going to drink a little of my tea. My throat was getting really, really dry. But just pray for me that this new referral that I have to Loma Linda, I actually get an appointment with the two doctors that are actual surgeons, because I've already called. I called like maybe about 3 weeks ago, and the receptionist told me, we've got your referral. However, we don't have any appointments available, and we don't know when we're going to have appointments available. We're in the month of December, right? And she's stating to me that it'll be sometime in 2024. Hopefully it'll be earlier 2024 for us to set up the appointment so that you could actually get your surgery. So honestly, I'm in their hands and God's hands at this point, as far as when it's going to get handled. And I'm probably going to have to go through several tests all over again, which is not making me happy. Hopefully those records from this last doctor, they could get, summoned so they could look at the tests that I had and, what needs to be done and whatnot. So I'm hoping that works out, but that's ultimately what I've been going through this morning, just to give you a little background of how things have been going. Sitting up here right now, I'm having tons and tons of pain. So I'm going to be wrapping up this video soon. But I just wanted to give you guys a gist of what my life is like. As you know, I'm an entrepreneur. So I have clients. I have my accessories business. I have my cooking business. And all of that is on YouTube for the most part, except for my accessories. That's on Facebook or on my website. And it's tons of paperwork that you got to do as a business owner. It's invoices that need to be sent out. It's all of those type of things, you know. And a lot of times with the pain level that I'm having, I have to deal with that pain level when I'm going out, right, to work, because a lot of the medications that they want to give you to help with the pain, you can't drive with that. And I have to be able to get to work, right? Because I have to be able to support myself. If I don't work, I don't get paid. How will I pay my rent? How will I pay my bills? So those type of things are on your head, right? That's why I haven't did a video with you guys, because I also have my other YouTube channels that I'm trying to get content out to, working every day. Sometimes, you know, it has to be one or the other, unfortunately, when you feel this way. So today I've been cramping a lot. I was planning on going to my client this morning, even though this is my off day technically. What I'm trying to do is to get additional hours worked out so that when I do go under for surgery, I'll be able to support myself with my bills and whatnot, because they said that the surgery is going to be 4 to 6 weeks that I'm have to be down. So I'm rounding that off to about 2 months, right? So I'm figuring if I could go ahead and get some extra hours for those 2 months, right? Then when I go down, then I could get that, you know, be able to get paid so I could be able to support myself for those 2 months. So all of those things are running through my brain. It's not just a matter of going down. Also, my mother lives with me, and so I have to make sure that she's set, because a lot of the things that I normally do day to day to take care of her, I'm not going to be able to do. So I have to make sure that my daughters step up to be able to accommodate me and help with my mother that I take care of. That also has dementia. So those are the things that are heavy on my brain. My mental has been to the point where, and I have a therapist that I talk to weekly, but mentally, I'm feeling weaker in my body. I feel that. Sometimes my spirit gets down because of the fact that I can't do what I once did. A lot of times when I'm cooking now, and those of you that don't know, Charlie's Kitchen, that is my cooking channel on YouTube. When I'm cooking now, and I love cooking, right? But when I'm cooking now, I have to take several breaks and come and sit in this same chair. I have a massager that I put behind me to help. I got a rug with the gel, you know, so that when you're standing in the kitchen, that could help with some of the pain. I mean, it's just a whole whirlwind of changes. Even now, I had to apply with the insurance, and I have a worker now with my insurance. She's went to several of my appointments, which I appreciate because she's gotten things done that I've been trying to do for the longest. So I super appreciate her. But that's the other thing, even with showering, when I feel this kind of pain, I can't reach my feet. I can't reach my toes comfortably so that I could even wash myself great. So I requested a shower chair. They gave that to me. I put that in the shower on days that I really can't even reach my feet because I'm feeling so much pain. I sit on the chair and I'm able to, pull my feet up and do what I have to do. So it's so many changes, even though you see me as, a lot of people see me as that go-getter and getting things done and doing this and doing that. And Charlotte's gonna do what she gotta do. Y'all know me as Charlie, but I go by both. And a lot of things now, as far as different events that I would go to, I have to turn down because I'm realizing that I have limitations. And I think that's the hardest thing for me, I'm a Virgo, is realizing that I have limitations now. I don't like to be limited. I like to be limitless. And so that's hard to come to grasp with now, that every day is a different challenge. In addition to that, a lot of times now, going to the store is super challenging because when I'm feeling like that, I could barely walk, right? So it's been times I've gotten a cart, like going to the store, and then you get those stairs, right? Like, why are you using the cart? Those for the old people or whatever. You know what I mean? And nobody knows what you're going through, but you feel like you get judgment on every way you turn. So it's about not really trying to focus on that. So a lot of times now, I'll place my order with Target, because now they have where you could just drive up, right? So I'll just place my order with Target, pay for it. That's normally ready in 2 hours. I don't have to get the looks of when I park in a handicap park, because that's another thing. My doctor signed all the paperwork, so I have a handicap placard. I have handicap tags on my car because they know all of the things that I've been going with over this 6 years. I'm not just talking about right now. I was passing out at one time because of my anemia. Now, because of, I can't walk long distances with this situation with this prolapse. So sometimes I do park in the handicap spot. Now, if I'm having a great day where I don't feel pain, then I'll park in a regular park, right? But I know the days when I'm feeling so much pressure that's just bearing down on my vajayjay. Then those days I go ahead and I park in handicaps. I've gotten looks from elderly people parking in the handicap, watching me, saying stuff behind my back. But I park there because I can, right? But these are all the challenges that you have to deal with when you have healthcare issues, right? And I'm not a person that's trying to get handouts. You know what I mean? I go to work every day, whether I'm working outside of my home or inside my home. I'm not asking for anybody to give me anything. I could be getting medical assistance from the government. all the tests that I've gotten proves that. But I don't want that. I want to be independent and I want to be able to do my stuff, right? And I want to be able to feel good again and be able to be happy and pleasant. Me and my friend Inger were going to the movies today. I called my client and I told him I wasn't going to work today as my extra day to make up those extra hours so when I go down, right? But that even hurts me because I know he was expecting me, and when I tell somebody I'm doing something, I like to keep true to that. So all of that is in my brain too, you know what I mean? I hate to have to burden my kids with taking care of me and their grandmother, you know what I mean? But what is the alternative? Nobody in my family is stepping up and helping me with anything, so I have to rely on me and my God and now these doctors to get it together and the insurance and whatnot. So that's basically where I've been. And the few friends that I have around me, they have really risen up and let me know that they basically have my back, and I'm so blessed in those ways. I don't want for anything, so I'm blessed in that way, right? And sometimes just because we're human, right, we get down at times. And like I said, my mental, I talk to my therapist to help with that, but those are things, and just being a woman, those are things internally that I have to deal with, because I'm not perfect, and that's what I have to tell myself. And now I have to say no, because anytime anybody would ask me to do something, I'm running here, I'm running there, I'm running the other way. And a lot of times, quiet is kept. Not that you do things to get that back, right? Because I get my blessings from God for everything that I do. I've seen it. It's been times where I might have needed to pay a bill and something came in my mailbox that day. I've seen God work in my life, right? I have faith in that. Excuse me. But at the same time, when you're going through something like this, you see your real family, you see your real friends. You see who really got your back and who are just there for what they could take. You understand what I'm saying? And in this time of what I've been dealing with, I've really seen who really are there for Charlie, Charlotte, whatever you want to call me. I could really see, you know what I mean, who's there for me. And so I'm thankful for God for opening my eyes. I'm thankful for God for giving me a voice and let me not be scared to talk to these doctors and everybody else and be my own advocate for myself. So, now it's only the follow through that needs to happen, and for me to get a doctor's appointment with these new two surgeons. I don't know which surgeon is going to do the surgery ultimately, but to get to the next step, and I'm hoping for 2024 that I have some resolve in my life. So I am beyond excited to get to the next chapter in my life, and I just wanted to share that with you guys today. Send me prayers, send me hugs, send me love, and I'm sending the same thing back to you guys because I know you guys might be having your own challenges, but just see what some of my challenges are. It might make you feel better with the challenges you're dealing with, right? And ultimately, that's what this is about. We all got to stay prayed up, and we got to love on each other, and we got to pray for each other. And we got to send good vibes to each other. So I send good vibes from my home, to your family, that everything for you going through 2023 into 2024 will be amazing and fruitful and blessed. Okay, you guys? So I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your Tuesday. And until next time, bye-bye.